So guys, here are the ins and outs of being curious and staying interested and being present in the moment. So when you're doing something to help yourself to succeed, you have to understand straight away how to talk to people, and you have to be positive about life, and you have to go through life explaining yourself, and you have to be expressing yourself to be enjoying the livings of this moment. So if you want to be present in the moment, then you have to focus your attention to your breath, and you have to keep breathing, and you have to understand straight away that life is to be lived a long time. So the longer you live life and the better you are, the helpful techniques that you get for yourself is you straight away look for a foundation where you can throw in terms of thrive upon living a great lifestyle for yourself, where you can work a 9 to 5 and where you can earn some money so you can support yourself and so you can actually grow yourself in the process. So you have to be constantly reading to be curious, and you have to be constantly doing something to succeed. So for example, for myself, it's life coaching videos and music production. So when I make music, I make sure every single day I'm in a state of mind where I feel like doing it and I feel like helping myself to overcome life in a better aspect of life, and I'm making sure I'm always talking something that is helping me move forward. So when I move forward and when I do something to help myself to succeed, I'm making sure that I get across my message so that I can perform and outperform myself in the best areas of life. So you have to keep yourself occupied and you have to keep yourself interested about life. But when you're sitting alone in a room or when you're doing something alone in life, you have to understand straight away that life is to be lived alone. And you have to understand straight away that the more you live alone, the more you can live alone. So the whole point of the process of being present and being curious and making sure you communicate well is a foundation of confidence where your breathing techniques are helping you to also become fitness and to understand straight away that you're becoming a guru every single day of your life, and that you're teaching something about Jesus Christ, and that you're learning very quickly about the ins and outs of whatever it is that you're talking about. So you have to understand straight away that when you're learning and when you're growing and when you're developing yourself in terms of becoming your best version, you have to understand that a positive attitude is going to keep you healthy, and a positive attitude is going to keep you in a better way of mind. So every single day, learn how to communicate with people and yourself every single day while being positive. And you have to understand straight away that if you want to take yourself out somewhere, then you can. But the thing is, every single day, that what you do with your time matters. And you have to understand that you have to invest your time in better ways. So to invest your time in better ways, you have to understand that you have to think long term, and you have to do something every single day to support yourself growing forward. So every single day you're actually learning and you're growing, and you're making sure that you're never ashamed of who you are, but you're making sure that you're learning to be a positive attitude and just to help yourself move forward in the nice and beautiful lifestyle that you have right now, because everybody has a beautiful lifestyle to some extent. And you have to understand straight away that there's always a nice and beautiful way to say something. So when you're communicating with people, you're making conversation with them, and you're making sure that you're learning the ins and outs of that person or that trade or that union or that nice and beautiful material that you're curious about. So you must make sure that you're helping people in some kind of fashion. So every single day you're learning and growing, and you're just every single day developing yourself to become your best version is the best way to do it. So every single day, learn how to never suffocate yourself, and make sure you're breathing, and make sure that you're learning very quickly about using your mind to your advantage. So make sure you understand to stay away from the cigarettes and stay away from the drugs out there, and make sure every single day that you're doing something on a camera where you can actually perform and do something to help people. So the whole point of this video is to open your mind and to give you broad ideas out there where you can go and grab something and keep moving forward while you're actually positive and while you're actually determined to actually live your life. So you have to understand straight away that the more you help people, the better for you, and the more you're actually going to grow. And there's always a way forward when you're actually living life. So you have to understand that the more videos you create and the more content you create, the more you can help yourself mainly to help yourself to grow and to help yourself move forward in your legacy. So you have to understand that you have to have a legacy today, and you have to be branding yourself, and you have to be showing your best support for people. And you have to understand straight away that the more you communicate your greatness, the better you are. And you have to understand every single day that there's always something new to do in life, where you can actually stay curious and stay fun and have a children's perspective in life. So you have to understand to have the being of a children in your life, and you have to have the being of a child. So you have to have, you have to be somewhere in the lines of being like a child, where you're very happy and where you have stillness of mind set, and when you're actually growing yourself in a nice and beautiful positive direction every single day, and you're making sure all the time that you're focusing on helping yourself to grow is the best way forward. So make sure every single day of your life that you're always nice and beautifully dressed, and that you're always keeping your move forward, and that you're doing a great job for yourself in and out. And you have to understand that there's always a way forward, and you have to always live your life to the best of your ability. So you always have to find something to say, and you have to find something to do. So every single day of your life, you always have to be creating, and you have to be creating something. So sometimes in my life, when I go and do a life coaching video, for example, or when I produce music, I sometimes don't feel like doing anything other than breathing. And what I want to do when I breathe is just focus on my attention on my breath, and I want to be able to be in the present moment. And then when I do that, I'm always present, and I'm making sure I'm always trying to live a greater life for myself. So I'm always developing myself, but you have to understand that the more conversations you have with people, the better you're going to become in terms of your communicational skills. So every single day, look to always find someone out there to talk to, and make sure you understand that there's always a crisis line you can call to talk to somebody, or you can understand straight away that for smokers, you can call the quit line, and you can understand that you can talk to people, and you can have a positive conversation with people. And every single day you have to understand to abbreviate and to learn how to grow yourself and your YouTube channel. And you have to always understand to read more. And the more you read, and the more you have something to do in your life, where you keep yourself occupied throughout life, where you're actually growing. Every single day you're going to be doing that for yourself. So no matter what, you're going to be growing from it, and you're going to be someone who's actually living life. So the best way to live life is to delay gratification, and to become a vegan is something that is an option for you. So you have to understand that I'm a vegan now for 3 years, and I recently ate some meat. I ate some McDonald's, and I ate some beef snackback with chicken. And you have to understand that once I was eating it, I can say that the taste was never something that I really want in my life. I never felt good about it. I ate McDonald's, and I never felt good about what I ate. But when I'm vegan, I always feel good about what I eat when I'm vegan. And why is that? Because my mindset has gone to a point where I understand something. I understand I never want to kill creatures of this planet, and I want to help myself to have a nice and beautiful, healthy lifestyle, where I'm not killing people, and where I'm not killing anything. And you have to understand, I'm not a murderer, but you must understand I'm not somebody who kills people. And that's the best thing, and that's the best decision always. So when you're talking to people, and when you're actually living life, and when you actually take yourself out somewhere where you're delivering content, and you're delivering information, and you're making sure that you're positive about it, I promise you nothing can stop you. I promise you nothing can stop you, and not even cancer can stop you. I promise you cancer can never stop you. And you must understand, every single day, nothing can stop you in this life, as long as you're optimistic about life, and you're growing yourself, and you're going to a nice and beautiful direction every single day of your life, and you're confident in yourself to be in front of people, and to grow, and to understand straight away that life is to be lived now. And when you live now, you're always present in the moment, and you're making sure that you can talk to as many people as you want online, and you can always have a positive conversation with people, and you're always going to find something new and interesting to say. And there's always a way to talk. And you must understand that there's a new way to talk today, and it's using the I code. And the I code is something that you come back to, and you come back to your word I, which is I love you. I love you. I love you. I love all of you who are watching me today. But you must understand that what's important is coming back to that word I when you speak and learning how to abbreviate your positivity through that. So every single day you're making sure that you're meditating upon your video and you're teaching yourself how to grow. And you must understand that when you teach yourself how to grow and when you teach yourself everything about life, I promise you, life is easy. I promise you, life is an easy way to live. And you have to understand that Jesus Christ lived a nice and beautiful life. And he shows you in his disciplines that he never eats meat. I promise you, he never murders. I promise you, he's never stolen anything. I promise you, he's never committed adultery. I mean, he's never the type of person to go for your wife or husband. Every single day he's a friendly type of person and he's kind. And you must understand that you have to go and abbreviate yourself in Jesus Christ's name. And what that means is you have to follow Jesus Christ. And you have to understand that you have to believe in something. And you have to understand every single day to believe in a greater world. And that there is life after death. Because Jesus Christ said so. And you must understand that there is something much greater than this life. And just because something may be terrorizing you today, you must understand to be optimistic about it. And you have to understand that whatever's happening in your life now in terms of toxins and poisons that you may be taking in right now, that you be positive about it and that you always delay gratification and delay all those toxins, and make sure that you understand that whatever happens to your life from this point forward, that you keep an optimistic mind and that you always grow yourself regardless, and that you understand straight away that you are here to help people and that you are here to give a service. And when you give service to people, you understand straight away how to live life, and you understand straight away how to meditate. So you must understand that when you meditate and when you grow, you're always going to find different ways of saying something, and you always have a different way of being. So you have to understand to find the energy within yourself every single day, to understand to keep your passions going, and to understand that you have dreams and goals, and that you write your dreams and goals down every single day, and have a conversation with yourself all day long. And you have to have a positive conversation with yourself all day long. And you have to understand that life is a spiritual life. And when you live spiritually, you always have the best lifestyle. And you have to understand that there are always going to be people who are richer than you in something. And there's always going to be people who are more successful than you in something. So you have to understand that you have to appreciate life for how it is. And you have to understand that you are not the only one in this life. I promise you, I understand when I was watching pornography, for example, I see many guys having sex with beautiful women. And that's just like a dream come true if you have sex with these women. You understand? Why is that? Because they look so beautiful. They look so gorgeous. And the thought of other guys having sex with them and the thought of those women never having sex with you is just overbearing. So when it's overbearing, I keep optimistic about it, and I just say, yeah, I understand that those guys deserve it. I understand those guys deserve those women. Do you understand? Those guys deserve those situations where they're having different positions of sex and different ways of sex and stuff like that. But when I look at Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ says, listen, Jesus Christ was never into that. Jesus Christ never made a pornography video in his life. I promise you, Jesus Christ's pornography is the Bible of God, and it's a story of Jesus Christ. And you must understand that Jesus Christ is never the type of guy to be having sex with women or men out there. And you have to understand that this brings you brings you enlightenment to understand Jesus Christ, that, hey, you have cars today and you have planes, and Jesus Christ never had that. And you must understand that you have technology today that Jesus Christ never had. Do you understand? So you have to understand that you're living better than Jesus Christ in some aspects of life. And in your nice and beautiful lifestyle, you have to understand that you always have something more than other people in some way. But the thing is, every single day, learning to just express yourself on the video camera and just being able to grow yourself and just being able to show up for success every single day is something that you have to do. And you have to understand that you have to have a positive mindset about it, and you have to give advice, and you have to be doing something. So my mum, for example, is very positive on me on some aspects of life, but she gets very negative when I do fashion photos of myself, or when I eat certain things. So for example, when I am vegan, for example, she's not a vegan, so she tells me to eat meat and she tells me to eat cheese and stuff like that. I mean, she's being negative on me, but she doesn't understand that. I mean, she's born in a family where meat eaters is the thing. I mean, it's just the way to go. And you must understand that I was born into a family of meat eaters where we all ate meat. I mean, you understand? But the thing is that I'm the only vegan in my family, and you must understand that to be vegan is something to be cherishing life and to be learning how to prosper and grow with yourself. And it's much more of a nice and beautiful mindset that you have every single day, where you are speaking always in different ways and you're making sure you understand that you're giving a story here and there, and you're making sure that you're always giving a little bit about yourself every single day on a video. Is something that's motivational and something that's inspirational about you every single day. So make sure you understand that, and just make sure you understand that you guys are inspirational and you guys are motivational about life. And you have to understand that if you're watching this video, then I'm definitely somebody in your life, and you must understand that every single day you listen to people and you listen to what they have to give you, I promise you, you're going to go great. And you must understand that other people never want you successful as much as you think. I mean, they want you to be successful, but they don't want you to be much more successful than them. I mean, understand? But the thing is that people can never stop you. I mean, they can never stop you. And back in Jesus Christ times, you have to understand that people were trying to stop Jesus Christ from his work. And Jesus Christ says, no way, I want to do my work over here. I mean, so the Pharisees took Jesus Christ to prison and they beat him up. And you have to understand that it's all part of God's plan. And you must understand that God gave his only son, Jesus Christ, so that you shall never perish. And so that you understand that eternal life is made now. And so that you understand that there is eternal life after life, and that there is a better world, and that you always go above and beyond for people. I mean, in a sense, so if people say go to work, go to work. Do what people say, and just do what they say. If you do what people say, I promise you'll keep everybody happy. But the thing is that you can never keep everybody happy. If you have more success than other people, I promise you other people are going to be disappointed in themselves that you have more success than them. But you must understand that you have to show up for success, and you have to understand to help those people who persecute you. So that's what Jesus Christ said, and he said, love your enemies like you love yourself, and do unto others as you would have them do unto you. In a sense, so make sure you treat other people the way you would love to be treated. In a sense, so make sure you understand every single day that if you're a smoker, then smoke alone and smoke somewhere where you have no people by your side, so you never kill people. Cigarettes are toxic, and when you light up a cigarette, I promise you what happens is the toxic flames or the toxic chemicals go out into the air, and there may be a child next door to you, and you must understand that child is breathing in toxins, and everybody is a child. So make sure you have an open mind about how you smoke cigarettes and how you drink caffeine or how you do life. But if you keep an optimistic mind, I promise you are unstoppable. I promise you nothing can keep you negative. So negative people commit suicide, and negative people get into depression. And why is that? I promise you, because they lack communicational skills and they lack the ability to talk to themselves. So because I make all these videos and because I make all these quotes come true, and you guys can find my quotes in my YouTube channel, and it's under the link of my Mega Drive link inside of my YouTube description videos. So when you open up my YouTube account, you can click on a video, for example, and you'll go in the description and you'll find that you'll see a link, and you'll see a link. So you click on that link and you just wait for Mega Drive to load up. And then what happens is you go into my Self-Education University, and then you go into the writing folder, and then you go into the quotes, and then, or you can go into my Instagram and you can just click on the quotes section where it's under my bio link, and I have over 33,000 quotes that I made. And each and every single time I make a quote, or each and every single video I make, I just go above and beyond about teaching, and I enjoy to teach because you have to understand Jesus Christ as a teacher, and Jesus Christ is always teaching something. So the more you can teach and the more you can help yourself to love life, and the more you can help yourself to do something that's actually strategic, where you can actually grow, where you have enough money to be able to travel the world or to be able to go around space and time and just live in the moments, I promise you it's the best way of life. And you must understand that Albert Einstein says that vegans are the best type of resource for information in terms of nutrition. And you must understand to always listen to a vegan. I mean, never listen to people. I mean, always listen to people, but question everything. I mean, question what you eat and make sure every single day you understand what you're eating. So look at the labels and make sure you get yourself really, really in curiousness and making sure you stay curious and interested about life. So the more you actually text people and the more you message them, the more they love you. And you must understand that people love people who are giving them attention. So the more attention you give people and the more you show for it in terms of life, the better you're going to become. And you must understand that there's always a time and place for communicating with other people, but you have to go through life alone and you have to live life alone. And you have to understand that I may not live a long life. I mean, to be honest, I may not live a long life. But the thing is, you must understand that I'm trying to. I'm trying to live a long life. I'm trying to become the best version of myself every single day. I'm trying to do the best I can. But the thing is that I may get cancer. I may have a heart attack. I'm not sure. But the thing is, every single day that I understand something, that for sure I'm not having a heart attack in this life. And I understand that. And I understand it's because of the way I eat. But the thing is, you must understand that in this lifetime, I promise you that anything can happen. I promise you, just because I say something, I promise you, you must understand to live up to your expectations of what you have set for yourself. So Jesus Christ has always planned your life already. And you must understand that if you follow Jesus Christ's plan, which is delayed gratification, and if you stay in the present moment much more and you teach people much more about life, and you teach people awareness and skills and traits about confidence or about freelancing or about attitude or just keeping a positive attitude or just talking about something where you can actually grow yourself and where you can actually help people in terms of what you're doing. I mean, you have passions. I mean, everybody has a passion. So you have to understand that you have to understand your passions are your hobbies, and what you do behind the scenes is who you are. So every single day you must understand that where you invest your money is who you are as well. So you must understand that life is a broad way of thinking, and the more you can think broadly about life and the more you can give ideas about life and the more you can take people on a journey about communicational skills, and the more you can take people on a journey in terms of life, in terms of making a movie for people or making something out of nothing. I mean, you see people who are creating sculptures and you see people who are doing paintings out there. I mean, they do it for a reason. I mean, they do it to sell themselves. I mean, you must understand that this video is to sell myself about some kind of product, and I'm using my empathy and I'm using my confidence here to give you the empathy that I have, because I have empathy for you and I have something to give you. So you must understand that every single day you have something to give, and you keep yourself curious about life, and you really think about what you're saying, and you just really, really open up every single day of your life. You're just always opening up to people, and you're always doing something regardless of how many people are following you. You're just making sure every single day you always have that nice and beautiful lifestyle going, and you always focus on yourself. So focus on yourself and make sure every single day you are delivering content. But coming back to the word I is very important. So make sure every single day you're always learning how to communicate, and you're always using statements and questions when you communicate with people, so that you can always fly by the time and make sure every single day that you have to live life in the present moment. So every single day you live life in the present moment, you're always going to live a long life, and you're always going to have the best type of lifestyle. So life is going to come with challenges, and you have to understand that you have to overcome them, and you have to overcome challenges. So some people are barely getting by. I promise you other people are thriving. I promise you other people are dying. I promise you other people are growing. I promise you other people have something to give you. I promise you other people are yet to give something. I mean, you understand? But everything is happening right now. I mean, you must understand that I'm one of the only people in my actual class of friends that has a YouTube channel going. I'm the only one that's actually doing something on YouTube and social media. I promise you, I have a public profile. I have nothing to hide. I'm always growing myself. I'm always making sure that I have something to give. So the more you actually give and express your mindset, and the more you actually help yourself to grow yourself and find different outcomes and find different ways of thinking, the better you are. So there's always something to say and there's always something to think about. So make sure you're growing yourself in a nice and beautiful fashion, and make sure every single day you understand that the more I coach you, the more I coach myself, really. And I'm coaching myself basing it on my attitude, and my attitude is a positive attitude. So the more nice you are and the more you actually help yourself to find different ways of saying something, the better you're going to become in terms of your videos and in terms of what you're doing. So there's always a way to talk and there's always a way to say something. So bring people into an attention span where you actually growing yourself in different ways. So if I can do 1 hour videos, then you can also listen for 1 hour. And you must understand that I'm the one talking and you're the one listening. So I'm the teacher and you're the student. So you must understand that I'm also a student of people. I'm a student of the little baby next door. I mean, in a sense, so I'm always understanding straight away. I'm always learning. I'm always growing. But you must understand that if you're a father or mother, or maybe you're somebody that is not a father or mother yet, or maybe you have kids, or maybe you don't have kids, I understand that the important thing is to make sure that everybody is growing. So make sure everything in terms of life is becoming kinder in life. So you're always giving and spreading information, and the more information you spread, the better you're going to become. So you must understand that you have to have information to give first, and the information that you give is your love. I mean, you're giving your love. I mean, you're giving something for nothing. So everything that I've said in this video so far, I don't understand a word I said, but you have to understand straight away that I'm not sure about anything I've talked about in this video. And why is that? Because I keep myself an occupied mindset, and I make sure I'm keeping myself curious about what I'm talking about. I'm keeping myself really, really interested about what I've said. But the thing is that people put labels to everything, but everything has no label on it. I mean, you understand? I mean, in my world, I never label anything. I never label the fan as the fan. I never understand that the air condition is the air condition. I understand something much more. I understand that I can talk about anything I ever want in my videos. I can talk about whatever I want. I can express myself in any kind of way. And I'm really, really teaching you my type of lifestyle. I'm really teaching you how to go about life in my type of way and my type of attitude. So you have to understand that the attitude that you're selling every single day is a positive one. So when you're actually understanding to never label anything in life, and you're always keeping present in the moment, that you always stay with the feelings and stay with the temptation and stay with whatever's happening in that life and that span of time, and just understand that it's going to go away. And you must understand that whatever's happening in terms of life, where you may be someone who's a cigarette smoker, or you may be doing drugs, or you may be you're drinking alcohol, or maybe you're eating too much, you have to understand that eventually the temptation to eat, or the temptation to smoke cigarettes, or the temptation to drink or do drugs or have sex is going to go away. And you must understand that if you just pass by time, and if you just stick in the moment and just stay with the feeling, I mean, just be in your body and be in your body and be in your feelings and be in your breathing, and just feel that type of moment. I mean, feel how it is. I mean, feel the cravings for the cigarette. I mean, feel the cravings for the drugs. I mean, feel that you're irritated. I mean, just feel it and just stay in the moment. And if you're staying in the moment, I mean, eventually that irritation is going to go away. And you have to understand to never let your mind control you. I mean, you be the one that's controlling the mindset. So in my book, Ultimate Road to Success, I talk about quitting pornography. I talk about quitting masturbation. I talk about quitting drugs and alcohol, and also coffee. And to have a gratitude mindset and to keep improving yourself. And you must understand every single day that if you do this, I promise you anything's possible. I promise you can go anywhere. I promise you anywhere in terms of the imagination you can go. I promise you that Albert Einstein says that the imagination is the humanity's greatest asset. I mean, you know, I mean, if you go into your imagination and if you just imaginate something, I mean, fantasy, I mean, I imagine all these women around me. I mean, it's true. I mean, there's all these women around me. I mean, just to be able to see a woman, to be able to see a beautiful woman online or on Instagram or in real life, or just to be able to talk to them, or just be able to understand that everybody's beautiful in some type of way, and men are beautiful as well. I've seen beautiful men. They're doing better than me in life. There are a lot of people out there who have much bigger muscles than me. They have much more success than me. They have much more money than me. I promise you. But the thing is, they don't have much more Jesus than me. I promise you must understand. Nobody has much more Jesus than you. I promise you, everybody has God equally. I promise you, everybody has Jesus Christ equally. So the most you can have in life is Jesus Christ. I have Jesus Christ. I'll show you. I'll show you this. I have Jesus Christ right here. So I keep him. I keep him inside of my house. You understand? So you must understand that I gave $50 to have a nice and beautiful photo of Jesus Christ with me. So he just keeps me occupied. He just keeps me going. And I talk to him on a daily basis. And I say, Jesus Christ, what should I do now? And he always has an answer to give me. And there's always a different way to talk to God. God's always talking to you. And God's always in the back of your mind. God's always with you. And you must understand that God talks to you, and God talks to you through silence, or God talks to you through other people, and God gives you what you deserve. In a sense, so everything I have is because of God. Nothing in terms of life matters more than Jesus Christ. In a sense, so if you understand to go and elaborate on your life and go and really, really succeed in different ways, and keep yourself curious about whatever you're making, and just be able to keep going the way you are every single day, and just make sure that you're always positive about what your situation is. I promise you, whatever happens to you, I promise you, eternal life is yours. I promise you do have the kingdom of heaven in life. And you must understand that even murderers get forgiven by God. I promise you, everything's going to be forgiven. And you must understand that life is to be a long life. In a sense, so you have to understand that life is to live a long life. And you must understand that if you are always curious about life, and if you're always happening in terms of whatever you're doing, and you're always curious about taking people into a different direction, somewhere new, and you're always somewhere beneath the clouds, and you're always above the clouds as well, and you're always going to the sun out there, and you're going to the moon, and you're going somewhere, and you're just understanding, and you're just really, really traveling through life, and you're just happy for who you are, and you're just happy to rejoice, and you're just making sure every single day you have something to say. I promise you, nothing can stop you. I promise you, there's always a way forward. I promise you, there's always a way to talk. I promise you, there's always a way to do life in a different manner. And if you just keep yourself occupied and just keep doing something, and just keep understanding that life is something that is bearable and it's unbearable at the same time. Life is a contradiction. Jesus Christ's story is sad and it's happy as well. You understand? So you must understand that you have a sad face on and you have a happy face on at the same time. But the thing is, every single day, you must understand that no matter what, that everybody has different opinions about different ways of talking and different ways of saying something. But if you disagree with me, you also agree. And you must understand to agree and disagree at the same time, which means that you agree. In a sense, so make sure you understand that if you're going through life, you have to agree with people, and you have to understand to agree with what's happening. So my mum always begs the differ of my situation. She always goes and tells me all this stuff, and she's always telling me stuff that I have to do. Understand? But she's trying to boss me around. And the thing is, when people are trying to boss you around, just be positive about it. And you have to understand that whoever's giving you money today is the boss. In a sense, so make sure you understand that when you're somebody who's receiving money from God, or receiving money from other people, or you're just making sure that you're receiving from life, be able to receive and be able to understand that God's a gift to you, and make sure every single day that if somebody is bossing you around, just be able to listen and be able to be a student. So make sure you understand that you're a contributor of society, and you're just somebody who is important, and you are important to me, and especially to God. And you must understand straight away that makes you feel good. Does that make you feel good when I say that? It makes me feel good to understand that I'm important. I'm important in God's eyes. I'm important to Jesus Christ. I'm important regardless of my habits and regardless of what I've done in my life. You understand? God always forgives me, and God is always there for you. You understand? God's always there for everybody. And you have to understand that this world is connected. So whatever you don't have, you have already. I promise you, you have it already. I promise you, some other person may have a beautiful woman and you have no beautiful woman. I mean, you understand, but beautiful women are everywhere. I mean, you understand, I mean, you have Jesus Christ, and that's the most beautiful woman of all. I mean, so make sure you understand that no matter what, that if you have anything in this life, you have Jesus Christ. I mean, you understand? I promise you must understand that nobody has more than me. I promise you, I have eternal life. I mean, how can anybody have more than me? I promise you, I have Jesus Christ. I mean, that's the most you can have. So when I look at other people who have a beautiful woman and I have no beautiful woman, I say I have Jesus Christ though. I mean, I have the most. I have the most I can have. I mean, you must understand that person has the beautiful woman and Jesus Christ. I promise you, I have Jesus Christ. I have Jesus Christ. I also have that beautiful woman as well. I mean, do you believe that Jesus Christ has all the beautiful women of the world? I promise you, he does. I promise you, everybody in this life is Jesus Christ's son and daughter, and you must understand every single day that you must understand that we're all interconnected every single day. So, if you're remaining spiritual and if you talk about different things and if you go into equations and different scenarios where you're just talking and you're just making sure that you're keeping up the pace of what you're saying and you're making sure every single day that you're learning how to grow yourself in a nice and beautiful fashion where you're actually learning and growing, and you're making sure that you're studying about life, something that's going to be interesting for you especially. And you have to understand to always grow like that, and you must understand that there's always a way where you can grow. And to grow is to be just being in the present moment, and just being with your breath is to grow. I mean, you understand? I mean, if you just be in Jesus Christ's name and doing what Jesus Christ does, and you follow Jesus Christ and you just go where Jesus Christ goes, I mean, understand, and you do what Jesus Christ does, I promise you, nothing can stop you. I promise you, every single day of your life, I promise you, if you live by the Bible and if you live by Jesus Christ's Bible, I promise you that life is endless. I promise you, anything can happen. I mean, in a sense, so every single day, you must understand that no matter what, that there's always a great fairy tale in Jesus Christ, and there's always a great truth in Jesus Christ, and there's always something that you have to understand that fairy tales are true, and what happens in terms of myths are also true. You must understand that everything is the truth, and you must understand that all information of life is true. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand that no matter what, that God happens for a reason, and make sure every single day you understand that no matter what, that there's always a way forward. So when you're looking for different scenarios and you're looking for something to say, you're just making sure that you're keeping up with the pace, and you're making sure every single day you're giving those broad ideas. But no matter what, that nobody can have more than you because you have Jesus Christ. I mean, in a sense, so I see a nice and beautiful teenage girl. I'm pretty sure she has no phone. I have a phone. But I understand straight away she has Jesus Christ. I'm pretty sure that's all she ever needs. I mean, you understand? I'm pretty sure every single day you must understand that all you ever need is Jesus Christ. I'm pretty sure if you just follow Jesus Christ every single day, then you have hope and you have faith and you have something to say and you always have something to give. I mean, in a sense, so every single day after life, I promise you, after this life, I promise you there's a better life. I promise you there's something much better. I promise you after you die, I promise you there's something that's going to happen, and you're going to be risen after 3 days, and you're going to make sure every single day after 3 days means the present moment. I mean, right when you die is when you grow. I mean, once you go into your funeral, and once you understand that no matter what, that you've gone from this world, I promise you straight away into God's net. I promise you God has a net for you. I promise you God has something better to give you. I promise you God's full of treasures. I mean, God gives you everything. And if you can sum up what you can say about God, I promise you it's all true. I mean, whatever you think about God is true. I mean, is God a murderer? I promise you God is Jesus Christ. I mean, you understand? I mean, God is what Jesus Christ is. And if you want to understand something about God, I promise you look at Jesus Christ. I mean, nobody knows God unless it's through Jesus Christ. I mean, you understand? I mean, the best the best representation of what God is I understand Jesus Christ. I mean, so if you understand the 10 Commandments of God is, the 10 Commandments of God is something that actually helps you. And you have to understand that no matter what, that if you really, really understand that God's not a murderer, and God never kills anything, and God only grows. I mean, so God's the good part of life, and anything that's evil is anything that's never Jesus Christ. I mean, so if you smoke cigarettes, that's evil. I mean, it's evil to kill yourself. I mean, because Jesus Christ never smoked cigarettes, so why would you? I mean, so every single day you must understand that there's always a way forward, and there's always something new to say about God, and there's always a way to understand treasures of life. But 5 years ago, I stood here, I was doing a life coaching video, and I was in a position of where I wasn't as smart, I wasn't as big as this person. I understand straight away I'm much bigger in my nice and beautiful wisdom today than ever before. I'm making sure every single day I'm learning, I'm growing. But what do I do to occupy my time? I make sure I'm reading something always. I'm always reading. I'm currently reading this book, the How to Become Aware, and I'm making sure I'm always doing great. I'm always understanding straight away that, and I'm always doing something to help myself do better. But the book's name is When Awareness Becomes Awareness, or something like that. So it's something like that. So I understand when awareness becomes awareness. I mean, every single day you must understand to be aware. So I will always learn about what I'm always talking about. I'm always learning about the nice and beautiful ways of life. I can always pause the video. I can always go every single day in different directions. I can go and speak about millennials and everything upon the blue stars every single day. And you must understand that there's always something to talk about. So you have to understand that life is every single day, and no matter what, that you're always focusing on going in a different direction for yourself, and you're making sure that you're helping people along the way. And you have to, yeah, I mean, you have to leave a legacy behind, and you have to do something today that's going to help people. So ways I help people is I make videos, I make content, I make writing materials, I give people my life story, I give people everything I am, and I never hide anything from anybody. I mean, you say I'm always doing the best I can. I'm doing and I'm talking the way I want to be. I mean, you say I'm talking the way I want to be. I mean, in a sense, so I'm never hiding. I mean, in a sense, so every single day I'm always growing myself. I'm always a non-smoker. I'm always a person who never drinks caffeine. I'm always making sure I'm helping myself move forward. So if you want to move forward, and if you want to do a great life for yourself, then you have to go and really study upon Jesus Christ every single day, and you have to go every single day learn about the artifacts of life. And you have to understand that life is going to update you always, and everybody's updating you on a daily basis about what's happening around the world and what's going to happen. I mean, in a sense, so whatever's happening with politics in terms of economics and stuff like that, I promise you it's not a problem. I promise you there's no problem in the planet. I promise you must understand that there's nothing that's an issue in the planet. I promise you what's happening is every single day of your life you must understand that the price of living is going up while the wages are going down. But the thing is, you have to find a way, and you have to you have to be a life coach, and you have to really study life, and you have to understand that you have to find a way forward, and you have to understand straight away that if you have a setback in terms of suffering, where you may be suffering because you're maybe smoking cigarettes, or maybe you're doing drugs, or having too much sex, or something like that, or you're wasting too much money on useless things. I mean, you must understand to get yourself back on track, and you must understand that you're not a failure, and there's no such thing as failing when you have Jesus Christ. I mean, in a sense, so if you fail in this life, I promise you, you have succeeded because you have Jesus Christ. I mean, in a sense, so relax. I mean, be in a nice and beautiful position where you understand every single day of your life, where you're going to understand that you have to rejoice in Jesus Christ's name, and you have to understand that there's something bigger, and that there's something happening, and that God's plan for you has been happening already, and that something is happening in your life always. So if you're always stuck in your house, and if you're doing nothing in life, then you have to understand that you do something to help yourself to achieve a greater lifestyle. And make sure every single day you must understand that Jesus Christ's way of life is the best way of life. So every single day you're learning and growing, and you must understand to always be present, and be making sure every single day that you have a picture of Jesus Christ somewhere in your heart, and make sure you understand straight away that you're always learning how to be spiritual, and you're making sure every single day that you're doing something that's going to help people move forward. So you must understand that's what I do. I mean, every single day I'm understanding I have 45 subscribers. I have 45 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I mean, guess what? I promise you I'm happy with that. I mean, do you understand? So what I do on a daily basis is I'm happy for what's given to me. I mean, you understand? I mean, if people never want to learn from me, I mean, if people never want to read my music, I mean, they never deserve it. I mean, if you're never here, I promise you, if you're never watching this video, I promise you, then you never deserve it. I mean, I promise you, what you deserve is what you are. I mean, what you deserve is, if you're here in this video, then you deserve this information, and you deserve something about Danny Milivojevic. I mean, in a sense, so every single day, that no matter what, I'm always understanding that there's always a way, and there's always a way forward. So make sure you keep an optimistic mindset. And I mean, make sure you understand that if women never find you attractive, I promise you somebody finds you attractive. I mean, relax. I mean, there are plenty of women out there who find many guys attractive, and plenty of men out there who find many women attractive. And then there are many men out there who never want to go out with this woman. And there are many women out there who never want to go out with this man. I mean, I promise you, and it's just a way of life. But the thing is that you're walking life, and you have to understand Nikola Tesla never had a woman, and he never had kids. I mean, he's a virgin. I mean, he never had sex with a woman. You must understand that no matter what, that if you really, really want to be an innovator, then guess what? I promise you have to delay gratification. And you have to understand to listen to Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And you must understand to get the book. And it's the book, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And if you really, really read that book and you really, really immerse yourself in it, I promise you're going to learn something. And you have to understand you have to learn and grow. And you have to understand that there's always a way to learn and grow, and there's always a way to be, and there's always something to say. So every single day of your life, you're always positive, and you're always making sure that you're doing something nice and beautiful for yourself every single day, and you're just going about a better life for yourself. So keep yourself curious and keep yourself interested about life, and make sure every single day there's always something new to say, and there's always a way forward. So no matter what, every single day, learn, and just learn something. So there's always a way to learn, and there's always something new to learn. So pick up the Bible and start teaching people how to live life by Jesus Christ, and start understanding straight away that the more you do it, I promise you, the more you actually benefit for yourself, and the more you actually grow. So if you actually grow yourself, and if you are doing something to listen to this video, I promise you're already growing, and you're making sure every single day that you understand that if you're here in this lifetime, I promise you're growing always, and you're always growing. I promise you there's always growth happening. So you're growing and dying at the same time. So Jesus Christ came here, and you must understand that he was growing and dying at the same time. But the thing is, he always grows. So even after death, I promise you, he was risen, and you must understand that 3 days after his death, he was risen. And you must understand that's Easter, and you must understand that we celebrate Jesus Christ on Easter Day, where we say that he's risen. So you must understand that Jesus Christ's birthday is in Christmas, and you must understand that's when Jesus Christ is born. And you must understand Christmas is Jesus Christ. Christmas stands for Jesus Christ, or Christ Jesus. So every single day you must understand that there's always something new to say, and there's always something new to do. So you have to focus on yourself, and the more you focus on yourself, and the more you focus your attention on yourself, the better investment you have. But if you understand something about life, that people are going to dog you, and people are going to reject you, and people are going to try to make you suffer. Some people are like that. But the thing is, they can never ever take away your life. If they take away your life, you will be given life by Jesus Christ. I promise you, people can do nothing to you. I promise you, there's nothing in this life that can manifest much more than Jesus Christ. But the thing is, every single day, you must understand to have the awareness of Jesus Christ every single day. And you must understand that you need to be aware, and you need to be focusing on yourself every single day of your life, and you need to be loving yourself and caring for yourself, and you have to give all your attention on yourself, and you have to understand, always clean up your table and make sure everything is neat and tidy, and make sure everything in terms of what you're eating is nice and beautiful. So make sure every single day you're always learning and growing at the same time, and make sure you understand to always produce something. So produce some music if you want, or just learn some technology, or learn something, and be curious about life. Have a positive scenario going with yourself, and make sure every single day of your life you're doing something positive, and understanding straight away that you have to be broad about your thinking, and you're always learning how to grow, and you're making sure every single day you're learning how to invest your time much more wisely. So if you're understanding how to grow yourself, and if you're doing something that's going to help you succeed, you're actually helping yourself to move forward. And you must understand that I use my eyes to always talk as well. So I'm making sure that when I talk to myself, I look up, and I make sure every single day I'm thinking. I'm always understanding what to say. I'm always looking at what to say, but at the same time, I don't understand what to say, and at the same time, I do. Life is a contradiction. I don't know anything about this life. I'm always learning. I'm still growing. I'm always curious about what to say and how to say it. So I'm understanding that I'm keeping myself curious about life. I'm keeping myself interested. I'm making sure that I'm giving value in some type of way. So I'm doing freelancing for free, and I'm helping people regardless. Every single day I'm understanding something about life every single day. Every single day is a new day. Every single day brings some new challenges. So write the challenges that are coming up in your life, and write them down on paper, and make sure you understand that you go through daily life one day at a time. I see. Anyway, so there's always a way, guys. I just had a toilet break. I had to go toilet, And the thing is, every single day you're just learning and just growing and just making sure that you have something to say. So every single day you must understand that no matter what, you must look for your information, and you must understand that you have many passions. I promise you there's many passions of life. I promise you there's surfing. I promise you there is painting. I promise you there is a lot of aspects. I mean, there's a lot of passions and hobbies that you can have in daily life. So why not teach people? I mean, why not teach people about those hobbies that you have? I mean, why not create a video for 1 hour and just talk and talk and talk and talk every single day of your life? I mean, just talk much more. I mean, you understand? I mean, express yourself. I mean, learn to be courage and respect for yourself. I mean, do you understand? I mean, every single day you're learning and making sure every single day you're doing something that's actually nice and beautiful for yourself, but you're just courageous. I mean, you're just making sure that you're learning. I mean, you're learning something for nothing. I mean, you're making sure that you're investing your money into books, and you're making sure that you're doing something that's going to help you succeed, and you're just passing by time. I mean, you have to understand that this life is going to go quickly, and you must understand that I remember when I was 15 years of age. I mean, I'm just 29 years of age right now, but you must understand that I'm living better than other people in some type of ways. I mean, understand? So everybody is living better than other people in some type of ways. I mean, understand? I mean, every single day of your life, learn to understand, to appreciate what you have, and learn to understand that you have Jesus Christ, and you have to understand that nothing can kill you, because what kills you makes you stronger. I mean, you understand? I mean, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I mean, you understand? But the thing is, what kills you makes you stronger as well, because once you die, you just have Jesus Christ straight away. I mean, you understand? I mean, Jesus Christ is with you. I mean, if somebody kills you, I promise you, never be afraid. I mean, never be afraid if somebody shoots you or if somebody stabs you. I mean, never be afraid of that. I mean, you understand? I mean, what you be afraid of is nothing, because you have Jesus Christ with you. I mean, you have God with you. I mean, you understand? I mean, if somebody's trying to terrorize you, or if somebody's trying to kill you, I mean, you have to. I mean, you have to understand that Jesus Christ is never trying to do that to you, and you must understand that all Jesus Christ is trying to do to you is to give you kindness and love and respect every single day, and He's always trying to show you a greater way of life. So the more you can actually talk and the more you can actually be, the better for you. So you must learn how to be, and you must learn how to talk, and you must understand to learn how to communicate to people on a daily basis. So I always have life coaching videos that I'm always posting on YouTube, and I'm always posting these videos because it's going to help someone. And you must understand that no matter what, I'm learning how to help myself to be appropriate. So I'm learning how to build a nice and beautiful fan base for myself. So I'm trying my best every single day. So I'm always staying consistent on YouTube. I'm understanding that not many people are following me, but the thing is that some people do follow me and some people do have respect for me. So I'm understanding straight away that there are some people out there that are always watching what you are doing. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand that if you want to make it big, you have to understand straight away how to communicate, and you have to understand straight away that there's always a way that you can always grow. So every single day of your life, you're always looking to become positive, and you're just looking to rotate the clock. I mean, sense, so the more you rotate the clock in terms of you're looking to pass by time, and you're making sure you're being present in the moment, and you're being aware about what to say and how to say it, and you're just making sure that you're always showing up for videos, and you're showing up for something, and you're showing up for success every single day. And you have to understand that your body clock is the best when you're never drinking caffeine. I mean, in a sense, so I never drink caffeine. I always go sleep early. I'm making sure I sleep early and I get up early. I mean, that's my body clock every single day, and I make sure every single day that I'm always doing that for myself. I'm making sure that I'm always learning how to understand that it's the best way of life. And you must understand that what's important is psychology, and making sure that you understand psychiatry, and making sure you understand how to talk to people. But I see many people who have all these types of skill sets. I also have the same skill sets as them in terms of communication, and I understand straight away that the thing is, every single day you have to go and you have to travel, and you must understand that you can travel by bus and you can travel, but the thing is you have to wait also. And the thing is, you never wait. You're always reading something along the way, and you're making sure every single day of your life that you have to stand up and you have to do your work. I mean, in a sense, so if you have nothing to do, I promise you somebody's going to give you something to do. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you have something to do on the side, and do something on the side that's your hobbies, and do some hobbies for yourself, and eventually you're going to become somebody in what you're doing. I mean, in a sense, so life is a long time, and you must understand every single day that there's always a way forward. So no matter what you're doing, you're always focusing on something greater, and you're making sure every single day you're learning how to talk. And the more you learn how to talk, and the more you learn how to be on camera, and the more you actually be sophisticated in terms of what you're saying and what you're doing, that you always connect the dots together, and you're always doing your synonyms and antonyms every single day, and you're making sure you're doing your vocabulary. So make sure you understand that the more vocabulary you have, the better communicator you are. So you must understand, I have no negative critics. I never have a negative critic in my life anymore. So make sure you understand that's because my awareness has grown, and I've grown my awareness much more, and that's why I'm much more positive now than ever before. I'm making sure you understand that no matter what, I have positive habits in my life, and I'm making sure that I'm keeping myself occupied in terms of doing something. So after this video, I have music production to do. I have to upload this video. I have to do some nice and beautiful ways of life, and then I'm making sure every single day I'm going to bed, and I'm making sure you understand straight away that it's much more how it is. I mean, so I have to have a bath as well. I have to have a shower, and the thing is, every single day I'm always learning, I'm always growing. So the more you get, the more you can actually grow, the better for you. So there's always a way forward, but you have to learn the information behind things, and you have to understand that you have to stay curious about life. So the more you learn, and the more you tune in to people, and the more you always growing yourself and doing something. You must understand you have technology today where you can utilize your technology to become somebody. You understand? You have to understand every single day you can have a YouTube channel for yourself, and you can have social media, and you can be doing something on social media every single day. You understand? So the more you do something for free, the better you are. It's just the way it is. So every single day, learn to do Jesus Christ, and learn to understand that there's always a better way forward, and there's always a way that you can grow. But if worst comes to worst, make sure you understand to keep optimistic, and make sure you go through this life, because life is going to deal you blows. Life is going to try to challenge you. You must understand to stay optimistic about whatever's happening, and make sure you understand that if you don't want to do something, make sure you understand to keep optimistic about it, and make sure you understand that if you must do it, make sure you do it, and make sure you understand straight away that sometimes life takes you in a different direction, and you must understand that you have to go along with the flow, and you have to understand every single day that you have to go and appreciate yourself and appreciate your time and space every single day. So you're always learning, and you're always growing, and you're making sure you're always just positive, and you're just communicating positively throughout the whole video every single day. So you're making sure throughout your life you're always positive, and you're always communicating positively with everything that you are doing in the moment, and you're just making sure that you're always present and aware. In a sense, so the more aware you are, the better you are. So now I can also do my busking performances now, and I don't need to wear a mask anymore in terms of coronavirus masks in Australia, here in Sydney. So I'm always learning how to understand that. I call the police force, I call them and I say, hey, do I have to wear masks? Can I do my busking performances now? I'm pretty sure they said yes. So I'm understanding I can get myself back into being in front of a crowd again, and just performing and just advertising myself. In a sense, so the more you advertise yourself, the better you are. In a sense, so every single day you must understand to have a conversation with people. So for example, in busking performances, I'm not sure what you do is you be silent with them, or should be silent with people and let them be right, because sometimes people don't like what you're doing. And sometimes people are dangerous, and you must understand to be silent with people, and the more silence you give people, the better you are. In a sense, so you must understand, give yourself silence, and give yourself the time and space every single day to go and do your passions. You understand? But I understand that life can get frustrating if life can get frustrating if people are never following you. But make sure you never make it frustrating. Make sure you understand to just keep going. Just make sure every single day you're just posting always, because sometimes after 6 years something happens. For example, Evan Carmichael, after 6 years, became really, let's say he started making $50,000 a year on his YouTube channel. After 6 years of YouTube channel. I'm just the first year of YouTube channel. In a sense, so anything's possible. Always keep your hopes up, and make sure you understand that I still have to do my YouTube channel for the next 6 years to get to Evan Carmichael. In a sense, so there's always a way forward, and you must understand every single day of your life. To be learning and growing yourself, but somebody's going to give you the information you need. And I always ask Jesus Christ to give me the information I need, always. And to always be with me every single day. And I pray for you, and I want to pray for you right now with Jesus Christ. I say, oh Lord, Father God, I make sure every single day that you understand that these people in this nice and beautiful life always have you, and every single day that you're always positive with us, and every single day that we're always learning and growing with your name. Amen. I'm pretty sure you must understand every single day, learn to give a prayer, and learn to understand every single day that you're doing something in the Holy Spirit every single day, and you're making sure every single day you're doing something that's going to help you move forward. So I'm understanding that if you're learning and growing, every single day. I promise you, nothing can stop you. I promise you, every single day, learn and learn and learn. And make sure you understand that the more you learn, the more you earn. So make sure you understand that it's much more about communicational skills today, and the more you can communicate in terms of your legacy, I promise you, the better for you. So I have a better legacy than all my other friends that I've had in my life. I promise you, none of them have a YouTube channel going for them. I mean, you say, I promise you, none of them have social media going for them. I promise you, must understand that they're all private profiles. I mean, I'm public. I'm always growing myself. I'm always developing myself in different ways. I'm making sure I always have that nice and beautiful scenario. But the thing is that when I do videos, and when I do videos in terms of life coaching videos, I'm always learning something about myself in the process. I'm always making sure I always have something to talk about. And that's the thing, I promise you, when you have something to talk about, you're interesting. I mean, there's always something to talk about, and there's always a way to talk. I mean, if you can talk and live through the talking of your words, and you can then, then you can understand that is called integrity. So you must understand that if you live your talk and you live what you say, I promise you, you're always living in terms of Jesus Christ, and you're making sure every single day, you're learning every single day that you're doing something positive in the planet. So when you're doing something positive in the planet, you're just making sure every single day you have a positive outlook on life, and you're making sure you're always delivering content the best way you can. So every single day you're just learning and just growing, and you're just making sure that you're never rushing to finish, and you're making sure you're always never rushing to finish a video, for example, or anything like that, or making sure that you understand every single day that you have to grow, and you must understand straight away that you must love life. So love life every single day, and make sure every single day you're always studying upon life. So make sure you be curious, and make sure every single day of your life that you always have something to talk about. So that's the whole thing about life, and that's how you actually grow. So if you guys have enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up, and make sure every single day you tune in to my videos, please, so that I can help you much more, and so I can give you much more broad ideas every single day, and so that I can help myself also, and so I can help you especially, so that we can all grow together, and so that we can live a life and be great. So make sure you guys understand that, and make sure every single day that you're always growing yourself, and making sure always that you have a nice and beautiful lifestyle. And peace out.